From downtown Wagga Wagga, the place of many crows, here are your hosts, Adam Drummond.
Doesn't he think he's Grant Daniel?
Matt Olson, whose hands are on the knobs, the control knobs. And Jamie Way.
That's the regional Hugh Jackman.
Here's the world by a Wagga Wagga. It's the 5 o'clock wave. Welcome everyone to the 5 o'clock wave. This is a little bit different because we're doing things audio-visual. Welcome to the 5 o'clock wave, whether you're in Wagga or outside. I'm with my usual handsome cohorts, Jamie Way, Matt Olson. But now you can see us.
Hi. So now you know that the handsome part of that was a complete fabrication.
No, it's not.
Well, for some of us.
No, not at all.
We'll let you decide at home.
Yeah, it's the eye of the beholder, isn't it? So what the hell are we doing?
Well, I firstly just want to ask where we actually are.
Yeah. One thing, though, that was a little bit confusing, Adam Drummond, and I'm blaming you on this, when we were brought in to what I thought was going to be a studio, and this is obviously not a studio.
I got told it was a studio too, so...
Was the thing that was most was strange was why we had to wear Hessian bags over our heads.
A black van pulled up next to me and a bunch of guys pulled me into it, and I got the bag treatment over the head.
Why? Do you have any information about that?
No, I got a bag put over my head as well. It's not like you guys got here in a unique way.
I got a very vigorous anal probe as well. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen to me.
And the lift opened and it felt very close and claustrophobic.
I was on a gurney, sort of.
Oh, you were in a gurney?
Hannibal Lecter style.
I stood on a trap door and somebody pulled a lever and I fell down a chute. It's weird.
And landed here.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. And the camera wasn't on for that bit,
no.
Which is a shame.
So you're right. It is hard to know whether we're in the basement or in the attic.
It does sort of have a bohemian sex dungeon feel to it.
Yeah. But and the clock on the wall is broken, doesn't move, so that's disorientating.
It doesn't. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep putting our audio up as a podcast, but now we're going to be on TV.
Yeah, this will work. This will work, won't it? You told us it will.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. I wanted to know, why is it that if we're doing a video, why have we not got like a whole heap
multiple
of
cameras,
production values and a studio space and everything? Why are we doing it like this?
Well, I mean, if I can contribute, I would say that the production values are right in line with the budget of the show thus far.
Correct. That's a big part of it.
Cheap as possible, yeah.
Yep. And what we wanted to do really was try and capture the spirit of our podcast, maintain that, which is a bunch of friends talking about some things and trying to be funny and have a laugh.
What's happening here is that it's being shot primarily on a box brownie camera with film running through it on a hamster wheel on that one. And that there, what you call the fisheye sort of lens, is an actual goldfish bowl.
There is a goldfish, and there's a goldfish in there that I have spent months training.
Have you seen that the longest running webcam on the internet still running today is of a fish bowl.
Of a fish bowl.
In an office, and they've never ever taken the camera down, so it's still on that 5-second delay, and then it updates, and it's literally fish swimming around and people's legs passing through the hallway.
The same
and everything.
fish, because those fish are really old.
No.
Just every now and again another one plops in and one goes.
So you will see the death of the fish through this webcam.
If you're watching. Yeah.
If you're watching. Hey, and it reminds me, for the first time ever, we're actually having to wind ourselves up because we now have got a block of time we have to adhere to.
We have to throw to our first ever commercial break.
Who wants to do that?
You can.
We need to do it right now.
Go.
Bye. If you like celebrity interviews, hilarious characters and sketches, then tune into Rove. If, on the other hand, you like the poor man's Paul Hogan or Grant Denyer, then the Adam Drummond Show is for you. Each week, Adam will introduce you to a cavalcade of characters, celebrities, and people you've never heard of, and will wish you never did. To see what all the fuss is about, really, there's a fuss? Log on to waggawagga.tv and check it out on our broadcast or in our on-demand library for more episodes. Waggawagga.tv. It's not TV, it's .tv.
Oh, welcome back. That seems really weird.
That was refreshing.
Yeah, it was refreshing.
Great.
Hello, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
with our waters
We
and
thought we'd
everything.
get ourselves some water because
Yeah.
it's quite warm in here.
We've never done that before.
Yeah,
I got
sorry.
one of these water bottles a little while ago. I had a gift card from a sporting goods place for Christmas, and I've been drinking so much water since I got one of these things. Like I'm
Good boy.
Piss like a racehorse, but I feel a lot better.
Well, now you only have to go every 8 or so minutes. You can duck out and
Excellent.
and have a
I'd
wee.
rather have too much water in me than not enough. I had a kidney stone a few years ago from not drinking enough water.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
definitely.
the most painful thing I've
Yeah.
ever experienced.
Where do you pass those again?
Out your doodle.
It is out your doodle.
Mm.
A kidney stone out your doodle. Wow, like a mousetrap sort of thing, kind of got a little ball going.
Yeah. Except imagine if the ball was made out of like sharp, jagged little crystals of something.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like
Tearing
women
up
giving
your-
birth, doesn't it? Horrible.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jamie Way describes painful things in his past.
So Matt,
Hello.
you had an idea that something quite revolutionary was recently printed, but not in the way that we know it.
Yeah, I read this morning actually an article about a company that's doing a lot of things, and recently they've managed to 3D print something that I was not expecting to be 3D printed, and that was a jet engine.
Cha-ching.
So I wanted to propose to you for this little chat is there a line? I mean, where's the line? Is there one? And if so, what? What is it that we don't want 3D printed?
Like any technology of that ilk, it kind of depends on the people who use it. Like, it says more about the people who use it than the technology itself. If you're talking about something like 3D printing where it kind of democratizes that creation process to the point where you can use it to print drugs, like you can use it to print paracetamol, conceivably,
Yes.
in the not too distant future, maybe even now, I don't know. You're talking about somebody who gains access to that technology in like an African village or something. So they have the possibility to either print, life-saving drugs or, vaccines and blah, 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 or they have the possibility to print a gun and go and take what they need from the guy next door. It's not about the technology, it's about people.
It's
who
about
use
how
it.
people are using
Yeah.
it.
In Arizona, early January in Arizona, they did a car show and they printed the first ever electric car. Their point was, we can do it, this technology's here, and where we're used to, as consumers, changing over cars and getting a new model every 3 to 5 years, we will now be able to do it every 3 to 5 months. And, pick your colour, pick your shape and everything, and it's disposable because of the material that it's printed out. There's about 4 different ways that you can do 3D printing.
3D printer is sitting over here.
Yeah.
It's not, by the way. But
Let's just say it.
Oh,
let's
what-
say there
wondering
is
what that
one,
is,
and it's
yeah.
quite large, so it's able to produce quite a large object. And you could very quickly surf the web and find any design you want. What would it be?
Sooner or later, if somebody hasn't done it already, then somebody's got to do their knob. And I think... Look,
You
if
mean yours?
If nobody's done that, then I volunteer to be...
Okay, we might have to come back after the break to discuss why you've chosen that.
Why not?
Adam.
Oh, I just think from a practicality and cost point of view, clothes, and I know that you can 3D print clothes.
3D print
Yeah.
clothes.
Such a pragmatic and practical...
That's what I
answer.
am.
Wow.
Knob. Clearly, knob.
I'd just like a nice hat.
You can wear
Anyway,
a knob
we'll see you
for
after the
that.
break.
Your House, hosted by Katrina Chambers, features unique, stunning or unusual houses from in and around Wagga Wagga. It also showcases ways to improve your lifestyle with tips and tricks courtesy of Katrina's very popular blog for DIYers, design fans, green thumbs and interior decorators. Go grab your paintbrush or get out your scrapbook because this is a local show with a universal flavour. Curious to find out more? Log on to waggawagga.tv and check it out on our broadcast or in our on-demand library for more episodes. waggawagga.tv. It's not TV, it's .tv. we are. We're back. How good was that? What I don't know what you just
We're getting
saw,
the
but
hang
was
of
it good?
I think we're getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's time for? Have you done a entry theme for our little game that we're used to playing? Anyone who listens on the podcast will know
make
this
one
game.
and we'll put it on.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, who are watching this for the first time or maybe listening to it for the first time, Jamie came up with a game.
I came up with this little game called History, Kane or Bullshit, in which a one-sentence synopsis is delivered and the contestants have to decide whether that's from this day in history, whether it's a plot of a film with Michael Caine in it, or whether it's bullshit and completely made up.
Let's go.
Okay, here's number one. A high-profile, recently divorced entertainer...
Kane. No, keep going.
...winds up in prison for possession of marijuana, only to find that his marriage is saved upon release and his next film become a box office hit. History, Kane, or bullshit?
History.
Kane.
This one goes to Jamie Way. It is history, and the high-profile entertainer is Robert Mitchum, who reconciled with his wife Dorothy when she helped him through the ordeal.
Did you know that? You just guessed.
Number two.
There you go.
A clockmaker discovers time travel capabilities when one of his clocks is smashed on the ground, flinging him back in time, causing him to make amends with his estranged brother before his brother dies.
Kane.
Bullshit.
It's certainly not history.
Come on.
It's bullshit.
Well, it could have been
I
a
would
Kane
never
movie.
watch that movie.
Next one. A young man overshadowed by his father's status as the US president decides to make his own publicity by marrying his first cousin in front of hundreds of spectators. History, Kane, or bullshit?
Kane.
Bullshit.
Oh, Drummo gets one. That was history. That was actually, on this day, John Adams, son of President John Quincy Adams, married his first cousin. Look it up. The whole family's related somewhere.
John Quincy Adams.
And you may be related to them. I don't know. I'm not judging. Okay, so number 4. A man who has failed as a father and a husband commits a heist to make money for his fledgling business, but things become complicated when his wife interferes. That just...
Kane.
That could happen to any of us. Ooh, Kane. True. Do you know which movie?
Now You See Me?
No.
No.
Is it the Italian
The
Job?
Italian Job?
If I say something like this, will it give you a hint?
No.
versus
If I had sunglasses on, maybe you'd be able to see it a little better.
Oh, is this,
it's the one with Christian.
Christian Slater does Jack Nicholson. Everyone knows that. Anyway, that was a Kane. The plot was Blood and Wine. 5. A lone con man used to donning outrageous disguises to deceive authorities is captured and held captive by police who question him about his involvement in the fake sale of the Eiffel Tower.
History.
Really? You are both correct.
Booyah.
This was in history when Victor Lustig...
Still lost, but anyway.
You did still lose. Devised the plan that would make him a legend in the history of con men. He researched the largest metal scrap dealers in Paris and then proceeded to take them in limousines to the Eiffel Tower, which at the time was going through a bit of a phase like here in Wagga with the Hampton Bridge. Yeah. And they were kind of going... This is the end of our first episode, so we need to tell you to correspond with us or communicate, and you can do that via email.
You can also get in touch with us on social media.
Twitter.
Why don't you go and talk to Matt Olsen in the street?
Yeah. Yeah.
Accost him.
Yeah.
Anyway, we better go
Click,
now.
clack, front and back.
Be cool to one another.
All right. Bye.
My grandfather saw, I think, the potential in the land and had the foresight to see that one day it would change from agriculture to property development. He then fought for 20 years to actually develop the master plan and then get it through council.
When I was growing up, there was no houses around here, only the plywood factory, and there was a strip of houses along the highway, and Cabos used to have their horses across the road just running in paddocks, and that's all there was. But Dad always knew that there'd be a progression, and he was always one never to stand in the way of progress.
His vision to what my vision is, I probably have put a times 600% on it. And I really wish that I could actually touch base with my grandfather now and see his reaction to what we're doing and see what he would say.
The idea was to, if it could be rezoned and develop it, to do that rather than just sit there and used as farming land.
Yeah, he was just a farmer. He just wanted to, you know, he saw an opportunity and he just went for it. And I think that it's funny when Dad and I have conversations now because Dad is also a farmer and here I am with this big vision that I want to create. For me, I think that it will be sad, and it is sad to see, you know, the houses being developed around us, but I actually concentrate more on the way in which I guess we're fulfilling my grandfather's vision, and that vision was to change this land to properties, and by doing that we're actually transforming the families within Wagga, and I think that that's more important than us farming the land here.
He'd be really proud because he envisaged one day that, you know, that the area would grow and there'd be lots of happy families, and it's certainly done that, and he saw the start of that in his life.
I don't think he would have ever expected to have a park named after him, so last September opening the Clive Brunskill Memorial Park was really special for me.
Yeah, it's just special to be for Dad to be recognised for things that he did, and it wasn't always about making money for himself, it was about just providing things for the community and sort of not trying to hold things back, but let things move forward.
I guess I'm really lucky because I get to see with my grandma and live through, you know, her answers and, you know, what she thinks of Brunsley Park as it is and how it's growing, and I guess that's how I kind of understand what grandfather would have thought of it all. The part that I think will be the most fulfilling in terms of what he would have appreciated the most, to be honest, I think it's our family's happiness through the development of the master plan. I really think through what we're trying to do, just transforming Wagga and bringing about citywide opportunities with what we've already achieved, he would be so proud. And any step we take from here on out, he'll be even prouder of.